morning, American. It's Friday.
It's time for Mornings at 8 with Jonathan Mark on AM 1480 WLEA.
Oh, yes, indeed, Americans. It is Friday. As you just heard Paul Harvey say, it is Friday, the Friday edition of Mornings at 8. Finally Friday. That's right, the end of the work week, and next stop, the weekend. Not too bad. Well, let me see. As you heard on Brian's news there, we have a pretty packed sports schedule this weekend. Well, we have a whole bunch of football games. Wowee. So, let me see what's going on. Well, last night, of course, ABC had a special installment of The Addams Family. It was the third Democrat presidential debate. And there were 10, I think. Yeah, there were 10 there. And I don't know, free this and free that, or semi-free this, and, tax the rich, tax them a little more, and then tax them just a little more. And as someone famously said once, socialism's a great idea. The problem is, eventually, you run out of other people's money. And then what do? So you can keep taxing the rich all you want, but eventually, where's the money going to come from? I don't know about that. Anyway, let me see. What was the high point? I think the high point, maybe it's just me, but I thought the high point was when Joe Biden's dentures appeared to come loose. And that could have been really, really awkward, especially in the middle of debate. So you don't want that to happen at any point. So that was, at least in my opinion, that was the high point, was when his dentures appeared to come loose. And speaking of politics and all that, I believe I didn't bring the story in. I should have printed it out, but I think I got this from the Boston Globe. Now this really is very surprising. But there was a poll of Democrat voters in New Hampshire, and by far, it was like 7 out of 10 or something like that, of Democrat voters in New Hampshire would prefer Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to be Speaker of the House rather than Nancy Pelosi. So they would choose AOC, an ordinary chariot head, over Nancy. Wow, that's New Hampshire. How do you like that? I mean, how do you like that? That's just a little strange, but that's how they are in New Hampshire, I guess, man. So let me see a little more politics here. This is interesting. Yeah, now we're going to get this, something called Newsbusters. And much as they were 4 years ago, the big three evening newscasts, which are ABC, CBS, and NBC, continued to be obsessed with Donald Trump. Gee, that's odd. And they just hammer the guy constantly with highly negative coverage. But oddly enough, while they've been hammering Trump, they've kind of been ignoring the Democrat contenders for the presidential nomination. As a matter of fact, June, July, and August, 3 months over the summer, analysts found the networks devoted 838 minutes of airtime, nearly 14 hours worth, to cover President Trump personally. And the vast majority of this was negative. And the report only examined coverage of Trump himself, not generic stories about his administration's activities or those of other top-ranking officials, which accounted for an additional 213 minutes of evening news airtime. So they covered Trump alone more than all the other candidates combined. And here's the breakdown: June, July, and August. ABC, CBS, and NBC. They devoted, these three stations, Donald Trump with 838 minutes. 838. Joe Biden got 74 minutes. Kamala Harris got 30 minutes. Pete Buttigieg got 15 minutes. Elizabeth Warren had 14 minutes. Bernie Sanders, 10 minutes. Beto O'Rourke, 8 minutes. Cory Booker, 7 minutes. Julian Castro, 5 minutes. And Amy Klobuchar, 4 minutes. And the remaining candidates, now a lot of them have dropped out, but the remaining candidates had a combined 20 minutes. But Trump alone had 838 minutes. So, yeah, isn't that odd? And all of it, or probably pretty much all of it, was negative. So they spent more time bashing Trump than promoting Democrat candidates for the presidency. Boy, that's really odd. Wowee. Anyway, so that was that. And a little closer to home here. Let me see the license plate controversy here in New York. Let me see. New York State may be letting up a little bit on the new license plate thing there. New York State officials are now indicating that if a license plate is in good condition and it can be read by plate reading technology, drivers may be able to keep them on their vehicles. Of course, the governor has faced a lot of criticism when his office unveiled a plan to require 3 million drivers with plates that are 10 years old or older to automatically get new plates when they renew their registration. There'd be a $25 replacement fee, and that'd be added to the registration fee with an additional $20 if drivers want to keep the same license plate number. And now it appears, just appears, that state officials are softening their requirement, saying that if a plate is in good shape and readable, then drivers can keep it if the state can find a way to inspect license plates. So that's not a sure thing, but they might be letting up just a little bit on that. So that has caused all kinds of negative pushback there. So they may be relenting a little bit on that. And I got that from the Olean Times-Herald. So who knows? And, as I mentioned yesterday, somebody, I think, in Rensselaer County, a county lawmaker in Rensselaer County has said, if you own a small business and you have a number of vehicles, that could add up to a lot of money real quick. So who knows? They might even relent. Who knows? What else here? This was from, where did I? Oh, this is the AP. There's a new law in effect as of yesterday that lengthens the waiting period on certain New York gun purchases from 3 days to 30 days. Now, the governor signed the measure in July, and let me see, the Democrats said, while the federal government turns a blind eye to the scourge of gun violence ripping our nation apart and continues to allow this bloodshed to take parents and children away from their families. So it's New York State has taken action on that. And the law would apply when a federal background check comes back inconclusive. Right? Not all the response is positive. The president of the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association says it's just a feel-good legislation, just a feel-good piece of legislation. So who knows? Who knows? So that's been extended from 3 days to 30 days as of yesterday. And let me see, speaking about patience, I got this from Study Finds, which is a pretty interesting news site. Patience, impatience, frustration. Patience is a virtue, it says here, but it's becoming an exceedingly rare quality in modern society. According to a new survey of 2,000 British adults, all of the luxuries of modern life have made most people incredibly impatient. Across pretty much every aspect of their lives, 3/4 of those surveyed said they believe the dominance of digital technologies such as smartphones and on-demand TVs are to blame for this ever-growing lack of patience. Respondents reported becoming frustrated after just 16 seconds of waiting for a web page to load. 16 seconds. And you're going, let's go, let's go, let's go. And after 25 seconds of waiting for a traffic light to change. Now, the study was commissioned by who? A stationery supply company, BIC, B-I-C. And the survey revealed that 4 out of 10 respondents had lost their patience while trying to take notes and keep up with the speaker during a class or work meeting. And oftentimes, all it takes is seconds of waiting for people to lose their cool, just a few seconds. For example, respondents reported losing their temper after just 20 seconds of waiting for ink to dry on a greeting card. I don't know how many greeting cards you write, but maybe a Christmas card. Who knows if people still send them? I don't know. Anyway, so you have to wait 20 seconds for ink to dry in a greeting card, and people get all antsy. Additionally, it takes only 22 seconds for people to start cursing their computers or TVs. Okay, yeah, maybe 20. Okay, yeah, 22 seconds, that seems about right. For people to start cursing their computers or TVs if a show or movie doesn't immediately start streaming. Surveyed Brits also reported losing their cool after just 18 seconds of searching for a pen. Even a cup of tea, it says here, an undeniable symbol of British leisure time, incited anger among respondents if the kettle took more than 28 seconds to boil. Man, okay, let me see. There's more. Our research, no, who's this R? Joe Collins, head of marketing and category management at BIC UK. He says, our research highlighted that we're happy waiting just 2.8 days for an online grocery order to arrive and 3.7 days for a cherished handwritten bit of mail. Okay? After that, everybody gets really impatient and mad. Wow. What else here? How about going out for a meal? Respondents said any longer than 14 minutes waiting for an ordered food to arrive at a restaurant would seriously try their patience. Whoa. 7 minutes or more spent trying to order a drink that would be enough to send them searching for a different pub. Boy, we really have gotten impatient. I mean, really. Wow. Let me see. There was another one. Emails. If you email somebody and it takes them more than 90 minutes to reply, these people get impatient, at least according to this survey. Wowee. And the photo that goes along with this is some guy's yelling at a computer. Okay, there he is. He's yelling at the computer. Do I have... Uh-oh. Okay. And who might this be? Caller, you're on the air.
No, really? Am I the right caller? Did I win the date with Brian?
Why, yes. Well, I don't know if he's busy or not. I really don't know.
Yeah, he's never busy.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan, how are you this morning?
Who? Absolutely fine. Just fine.
That's good.
Yes.
Hey, do you know what today is?
It's. I didn't even think of that. It's Friday the 13th, right?
Yes, and it's also a full moon tonight.
Ooh. Okay,
yeah,
Friday the 13th.
Double whammy.
Triskaidekaphobia, that's what it's called, I believe, is fear of the number 13.
Is.
That's right. Very good. Triskaidekaphobia.
Oh,
Okay,
but I don't
fine.
have it. I grew up at number 13 Sunrise Drive in Mahopac, New York. So I don't have triskaidekaphobia.
Okay, fine. No, that's good. Okay, so how's the unlucky weather looking here?
Well, it's not looking so great for today, but it's certainly looking okay for the weekend, and that's certainly good news. We'll take more clouds and sunshine on a Friday if we can get a partly sunny Saturday and Sunday going, and that's what we have in the forecast. Got a lot of low cloudiness out there this morning. There's been some areas of patchy fog. Jonathan, it's all been due to the cool temperatures this morning, though, again, northern part of the state doing a whole lot worse than we are. It was 30 this morning at Saranac Lake. They're currently 36. Ogdensburg is 39. Messina sitting at 41. It looks like we're in for a day where the low cloudiness will break up. We're going to try to get partial sun in here for a little while before we cloud up for the afternoon. It'll be breezy today, about 70 to 75. Sunrise this morning was at 6:49. It'll set tonight at 7:23. A front that's brought some actually heavy rain to parts of Wisconsin and Michigan early this morning heads our way overnight. Clouds and gusty winds with some showers arriving late. Lows will be 60 to 65. Now, the showers move out tomorrow morning. We're going to turn partly sunny, breezy, and warmer for tomorrow. Highs reach 75 to 80. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, 55. Sunday looks partly sunny, warm, 75 to 80. And Jonathan, the areas that were hit in the Bahamas by Hurricane Dorian, they're actually under tropical storm warnings this morning. There's a tropical system developing in the Bahamas that may affect the same areas that were affected by Dorian Saturday and on into Sunday.
Wow. Location's everything, especially if you live
especially
there.
This time of year.
Oh, man.
Hey,
wow.
Rob, you got 2 seconds for a question?
Sure.
National Weather Service, and this I'm getting from the Wellsville Regional News page. National Weather Service just put out a statement saying that, out of Buffalo, saying that Allegheny County could get wind gusts as high as 40 to 45 miles an hour in Allegheny County tonight.
That's a possibility, Brian. In fact, the Weather Service has a wind advisory up for parts of Chautauqua and Erie County from 6 p.m. tonight through 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Yes, as that frontal system sweeps across tonight, it could produce some wind gusts in excess of 35 or 40 miles an hour, especially across some of the higher hilltops.
Oh, great. So it's time to batten down the garbage cans. Because
That's right, then put away the lawn furniture.
That's right.
You're just on the border there, Jonathan.
Yeah. Well, I'm tired of chasing our garbage cans into our neighbor's yard. I mean, it's very annoying, So, have to batten them down.
Why don't you just leave them there?
That's a good idea. I never thought of that.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Sure, we can leave ours at his place, and he can leave his at our place, and it evens out. Okay, well, Rob, thank you very much.
You got it.
And we will see you next week. Bye.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Week 2 in the NFL kicked off with an NFC South matchup in Charlotte where the Buccaneers held off the Panthers for a 20-14 win. Tampa Bay's defense preserved the victory by stopping Carolina running back Christian McCaffrey on a 4th and 1 at the 2-yard line with 1:28 to play. Carolina did not score a touchdown in this game. They had 4 field goals and a safety to account for their 14 points. They're now 0-2 on the season with both losses coming at home. In baseball games of note, the Cubs beat the Padres 4-1 while the Brewers edged the Marlins 3-2. So Chicago and Milwaukee are still tied for that second wildcard spot in the National League. Mets all over the Diamondbacks 11-1, while the Phillies take care of the Braves 9-5. So New York and Philadelphia are both still 2 games out of that second wildcard spot in the NL. Arizona falls 3.5 games out. The Rays lose to the Rangers 6-4, while the A's edge the Astros 3-2. So Oakland moves a half game up on Tampa Bay for the number 1 wildcard spot in the American League.
Stocks are set to open higher with futures rising here in the U.S. and other nations seeing gains. This as trade tensions with China seem to be easing a bit. President Trump agreed to a brief delay in his next round of tariffs. Also, the Wall Street Journal reports that China is looking to simplify its negotiations with the U.S. by focusing only on trade issues and not areas including national security. Like having your groceries delivered? Well, Walmart is expanding its unlimited grocery delivery services to 1,600 stores by the end of the year. It had been trying out the program in select cities. The way it works is you pay $98 a year, and then if you buy $30 worth of food, it will be delivered, though you will have to wait at least 4 hours. And if you want to live on the Texas ranch that was home to the late oil tycoon T. Boone Pickens, you can. It's on the market with a listing price of $250 million. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Roger Stern.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head, just over $30,000. That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask like 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. Optima Tax Relief. They're the best in the business.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
The Ryan Agencies, your local, independent insurance agencies. Insurance can be, well, hard to understand. At the Ryan Agency, they're your local insurance experts. Questions get answered, problems get solutions. It's like having your own personal insurance advisor. Contact the Ryan Agencies today, your local experts with answers and solutions.
Insurance protection you can rely on. The Ryan Agency.
Today at Simmons Rockwell Nissan in Horseheads and Hornell, New York, you'll find brand new 2019 Nissan Sentra SV models equipped with 16-inch alloy wheels, rear monitor, push-button ignition, and cruise control for just $15,999. Shop Simmons Rockwell Nissan in Horseheads or Hornell. Simmons-Rockwell.com.
Okay, it turns out that rats like to play hide and seek. I'm not making this up. This is from AFP. The next time you come across a rat darting furtively for cover, consider this. It might just want to have a playful game of hide and seek. I am not making this up. A group of neuroscientists in Germany spent several weeks hanging out with rats in a small room filled with boxes, finding the animals were surprisingly adept at the cross-cultural childhood game, even though they weren't given food treats as a reward. Instead, the rats appeared to genuinely enjoy both finding their sneaky human companions and being caught by them. as shown by their joyful leaps. The rats, not the humans. What the Germans call Freudensprung, and ultrasonic giggles that previous work has found is a sign of happiness. So who knew that rats actually giggle? Okay, the researcher's paper was published in the influential journal Science on Thursday. And beyond the cuteness factor, it offers new insight into play behavior, an important evolutionary trait among mammals. When you work a lot with rats over the years, you see how intelligent these animals are and how social, said co-author Konstantin Hartmann from the Humboldt University of Berlin. But it was still very surprising to see how well they did, he said, working with adolescent male rats in a room about 30 square meters, 320 square feet, that's more like it. A scientist would either find a cardboard box to crouch behind in a hiding role, or give the rat a head start to find cover while the scientist searched. And over a period of 1 to 2 weeks, the rats were taught that starting the game inside a closed box that was opened remotely meant they were seeking, while starting a game with the box open meant they were hiding. And they quickly developed advanced strategies, including revisited spots humans had previously hidden when they were seeking, and choosing to take cover in opaque rather than transparent boxes when they were hiding. And to help train them, the authors rewarded the rats not with food or water, which would invalidate the experiment, but with positive social interaction in the form of physical contact. So what do? Hug these rats? No, it says here, they chase our hand, we tickle them from the side. It's like a back and forth a little bit, like how you play with small kittens or puppies. So these rats were really, really comfortable and like playing hide and seek. You never really think of a rat as having a sense of humor, really. So I can imagine these scientists in this room with all these rats running around and having a good old time playing with their... Well, that's what they do there. And I want... How... Who... Okay, that's fine. That's it. Yes, I believe that's it for this morning show, and I will see you Monday at 8:05. Bye.